And of course, I'm your anchor, Simiat Abaru. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Now the news in details. The reawakening of the consciousness of the need for the general sacrifice and care for the families of the departed hero must be used to honor the fallen heroes as the nation celebrates Armed Forces Remembrance Day. These were the words of dignitaries at the 2022 Armed Forces Remembrance Day church service held at St. Peter's Cathedral, Abeokuta. Matthew Shulme completes the report.
To the presence of God, Ogun State has come to pray for the repose of the souls of the departed and honor the memory of the fallen heroes who have paid the supreme sacrifice to keep the nation together while asking for God's intervention in the affairs of the nation. As the Nigerian armed forces are strengthened in the battle to secure the nation while responding to the various security challenges facing the nation, a day set aside to honor those who have lost their lives on the battlefields provides an opportunity for a deep reflection on what is being done for their sacrifice not to be in vain.
We should continue to remember them, we will continue to pray for them. And as we also face difficult times, we believe that we will take a cue from what they have done.
Those who are in the armed forces should continue to fight to keep Nigeria one. And we should support them by making sure that they are not going to fight in vain.
We all must be ready to sacrifice for our coming generation. Some people are sacrificed for us.
Remembrance Day has always been in focus because of the sacrifices.
The people believe the movement should not go without putting the welfare of the families left behind into consideration as a form of encouragement to those still in the service of the nation. They called on Nigerians to use the occasion to preach peace, eschew violence, and every divisive tendencies that are capable of tearing the nation apart.
It's nice that we should also celebrate them the way we do, but in addition, we have to do something for their families. Their to school, type of schools they go to the family of the deceased, to know that the country has not forgotten their loved one, and that we continue to remember them for the gallantry they have displayed. To those who are still serving, to reassure them that their effort and whatever will not be in vain. These are people who have made immeasurable sacrifices to their fatherland, not just to the state. And we should remember them, we should honor them, and we should celebrate them.
They expressed belief in the unity of Nigeria, as it seems the progress of the whole of Africa rests on her shoulder. Matthew Shulme, Ogtv News.
May the souls of the departed of our heroes, continue to rest in peace. And of course, the news continues now. Members of the Trace Officers Wives Association of Ogun State have been encouraged to embrace and support safety initiatives to ensure effective road safety in the state. The chairperson of the Trace Officers Wives Association, Olubukola Ogunyemi, stated this at the 2022 get-together and safety talk organized by the association. Taiwo Adebiye was at a Trace headquarters, the Barra House in the state, Abeokuta, Ogun State, venue of the program, and a report is presented in this package.
The role of women in serving as a support system to their husband cannot be overemphasized. To this end, the Trace Officers Wife Association, Ogun State, held its 2022 get-together and safety talk to appreciate God for his protection over their husbands. The chairperson of TROA, Chief Olubukola Ogunyemi, stated that the association was created 6 years ago to assist their husbands in their profession.
Trace Officers Wife Association, acronym TROA, was created to assist our husbands because of safety is everyone's business, which our husbands have been carrying out with passion, zeal, and enthusiasm in spite of its challenges. Let us provide the support for our husbands, enable the core growing lives and imbalance.
A medical expert from the State Ministry of Health, Abeokuta, Dr. Festus Adetonwa, advised women to take their health and that of their husbands seriously.
So as wives of officers, we must remind our officers that, Baba, please, let's go and do your medical checkup. That will be an assurance because you need to go back here and discover it early. So when your husband is going for the week, ask them, has he taken his bola? That one, we call it bola, am I correct? Has he taken his bola? Has he taken his reflective jacket? So in case you want to go and rescue in the dark.
Speaking on effective communication in marriage, Mrs. Wonuola Kazim from the State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development advised women to create time for their husbands, as communication is a major backbone for a successful relationship.
Communication will sustain this marriage. Yes, listen to his own side of the story. Don't condemn him. Listen to him. Listen. You listen. You take responsibility.
There were goodwill messages from guests at the event.
The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has filed a lawsuit against the Senate President, Dr. Ahmad Lawan, and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, over their failure to probe and to refer to appropriate anti-corruption agencies fresh allegations that 4.1 billion naira of public money budgeted for the National Assembly is misappropriated or stolen. The suit followed the publication of the annual audited report for the year 2016, in which the Auditor General of the Federation raised concern about alleged diversion and misappropriation of public funds and sought the recovery of any missing funds. In the suit, SERAP is arguing that the National Assembly has legal and constitutional duties to prevent and combat corruption, as well as promote transparency and accountability in the management of public resources. The Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, departed Abuja for Accra, Ghana, Sunday morning to represent the President Muhammadu Buhari at an extraordinary meeting of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government to discuss the political situation in the Republic of Mali. This is according to a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media and Publicity, Laolua Kondi. Sunday's meeting, which is expected to be attended by leaders across the region, follows previous meetings and effort by the leaders to resolve the situation in Mali and Guinea. In 2021, Osinbajo participated in meetings of leaders across the sub-region on the issues exploring solutions. At least 164 people have died in Kazakhstan during violent anti-government protests, according to media report, citing health officials. If confirmed, it would mark a sharp rise for the previous figure of 44 deaths. Almost 6,000 people have been arrested, including a substantial number of foreign nationals. Kazakhstan Presidential Office said on Sunday the demonstrations, triggered by a rise in fuel prices, turned into a huge riot as they spread across the country. And now on sport, as the 2021 African Cup of Nations get underway in Cameroon, one of the cities hosting the event, Garoua, and its stadium, Rome de Adria Stadium, which will play host all Group D games, is also gathering momentum ahead of Nigeria-Egypt clash on Tuesday. Our man, Moses Ojomi, who is in Garoua. The Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, has expressed his heartfelt condolence to the chairman and the chief executive officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, retired Brigadier General Mohammed Bubar Marwa, over the deaths of his first wife, Mrs. Zainab Marwa. Mrs. Marwa had died in the early hours of Saturday at the age of 66 after a brief illness. Governor Abiodun, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Kunle Shomori on Sunday, described the death of Mrs. Marwa as shocking and painful. The governor said the late wife of the NDLEA boss was an industrious woman, a dedicated mother, and a dutiful spouse who stood as a pillar in the home of General Marwa. Prince Abiodun noted that though she had passed on, her memories and contributions to her immediate family and the society will continue to live in the hearts of the people. The governor, however, urged General Marwa to take solace in the fact that her late wife lived a good and impactful life, while praying God should give Marwa's family the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. Prince Abeokuta also prayed Allah should grant Madam Marwa Al-Jannah Firdaus. The 8th-day Fidao has been held for the repose of the soul of the 41st Olubadan of Ibadan land of Saliu Akomu Adetunji, who bade the world goodbye at the age of 93. Benga Adekoya reports that the Fidao was held at the premises of the historic Mapo Hall, Ojaoba, Ibadan. His report.
The second largest city in Africa stood still for the 8th-day Fidao prayer for the repose of the soul of the late Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Saliu Akomu Adetunji Abeokuta I, who bade the world goodbye on January 2nd, 2022. The historic Mapo Hall premises was the venue of the Fidao prayer. The Fidao prayer, which had in attendance some of the high chiefs of the two ruling lines in Ibadan land, politicians, and some eminent sons of Ibadan land, saw Professor Camille Olosho feeding the congregation with the words of God. The late monarch was described as a man of integrity and unblemished character, whose reign can best be described as one of the most peaceful in Ibadan land.
The death of Baba Olubadan was a big loss. We lost an exemplary, unique, and balanced monarch who has been a father to all of us, and who has presided over the affairs of Ibadan land in a balanced fashion, ensuring peace reign in Ibadan and ensuring equality and fairness.
He was a wonderful king, he was a wonderful man while he was alive, and a peaceful man. So we enjoyed him. He was a wonderful leader. A leader, a father, our king, the Imperial Majesty.
His demise was a very painful one to us. It was sad that we lost Baba. But we take solace in the fact that Baba lived a fulfilled life. He died at a very ripe age of 93, and we believe that he has fulfilled the destiny on earth.
Family members described their patriarch as a bridge builder by excellence, who will be greatly missed. Family members described their patriarch.
There are so many ways to describe my daddy as a good person. My daddy is a peaceful man. My daddy is a integrity man, and always try to teach someone how to use life.
My father is a loving, caring, and noble father. He was so caring. I miss him.
Oba Saliu Akomu Adetunji was a popular music promoter and a foremost indigenous record label owner in Nigeria, Omoaje Records, and has produced the likes of Tatalo Alamu, Dauda Epo Akara, Alhaji Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, among others.
And of course, may the soul of the late Olubadan continue to rest in peace. And this marks the end of the first segment of Sunday News Watch. Now time to join Moreni Keji on People and Event. Stay with us.